Hey you guys, welcome back to the garden. We have had flooding, we have had fire, we have had to call 911. We have had some scary things happening here on the property in the past couple of days. So I'm gonna take you back to the beginning when it all began, just tell you all about it. It's been insane. We are having major flooding right now. Look at our courtyard. Look at the water. I can't even begin to tell you how deep this is. Everything is like completely submerged.
Oh goodness. Ah. It's water everywhere.
This is why we need a French drain. Look at the flooding that is happening back here. We have a major rainstorm and flash flooding, but look at this. This is why we need to fix it. It's like a river. And then look up here on the hillside. The clay is starting to pour down into our mulch. Our mulch is holding and it looks fantastic.
Well, right now.
Oh no!
It's
Oh my word!
going back to the original creek bed.
Is it? So it is. That creek bed is still working. Oh my goodness! Oh, look at that creek bed.
Yeah, look at it.
Hang on. Hang on. This is why. Oh my word! My flower beds are flooding so bad right now. Whoa! Look at this. And I thought I built these beds up.
You did,
I can't believe that's happening right now.
But it doesn't have anywhere to go, so it
Keeps
climbs
rising until it
can go over it.
Oh my goodness. This was the original creek bed that we installed in the veggie garden, and I was about to start pulling it up because I didn't think we needed it anymore. I thought that the water was being diverted elsewhere, but it's going through our pathway. That's not even where the creek bed is. No. Oh my word. No. This isn't the creek bed. This is our pathway under the beans. What on earth? Is it because it's just so overgrown with weeds?
Yeah, to some degree, I bet.
Oh my goodness.
That, and you just reshape it every time we till it. And let me rake these this way. Actually,
It's just overflowing and then has started a second bed. What? I could cry right now. What? I bet the chicken coop's flooded. Do you look at this? All that water is coming out the other side over here on the goat fields. And look how it's heading this direction. And that was going to be our new chicken run. And it is completely flooded. Now this is the creek bed that we installed for this purpose here in the vegetable garden, and it is working quite well, but it is about to overflow itself. I mean, there's so much water. Look at the amount of water going under the bridge right now. I mean, this is just our yard currently. It all running through here.
How's it doing down towards your hydrangea? So we're trying to figure out what has caused all of this. And I think I have figured it out. Samantha left that thing running. It's flooding the entire place. It's either that or it was all the rain. You tell me.
So that was day one, morning of day one. After that, floodwater subsided over the day. Another huge storm came through that night. It was right over top of us, and at about midnight, my husband wakes me up and tells me that there is a fire outside of our house in the woods. And I jump out of bed and look outside, and sure enough, we had a fire right outside of our home. A tree had fallen on the power lines and had caught fire up in the sky. It was literally this ball of fire up in the trees, and we can just see this orange glow and craziness happening. And we just kept watching it, like, what is happening? Is it gonna grow? Like, what is going on? It was still raining, so we're thinking, how in the world is a fire while it's pouring outside? And my husband finally told me just to go ahead and call 911. So I did, and I walk outside on the deck, and I'm on the phone with 911 telling them our address and everything that was happening and how close it was to the house, what it looked like, all of that. And all of a sudden it started exploding, literally exploding. It was like pow, pow, and like this huge ignitions, I don't know what the word is for it, but it just began like these huge explosions up in the trees. This was probably like 20 to 40 feet away from our house, and all of our kids are sleeping. It's midnight, and I'm on the phone. I'm like, it's exploding, and it was the wildest, loudest, brightest, craziest thing happening right outside the house. And she was just like, are you okay? Are you okay? Stay on the phone with me. And then all of a sudden, everything went black. We lost power, and the fire was gone. And I could cry thinking about it, because I know that the Lord's hand was on our home and on our children and on our family, and that He protected us, because that could have been such a horrible, horrible situation. Those explosions could have caught our house on fire, and I'm so thankful and so grateful that we are still here, that I've not cried about this at all. Oh my word. I'm so grateful that things weren't worse, and that fire went out and those explosions stopped, and that God protected us and our children. And the fire department still had to come out. Oh my goodness, I'm crying. The fire department still had to come out and check and make sure that the fire was completely out. And we didn't know at the time. We didn't know what was happening or what caused it exactly. But after they came out and looked, they did see that a tree had fallen on the power lines during the storm and had caused that, and it was still sitting on the power lines. So we had to call the electric company to come out, and in the middle of the night, they showed up at like 2 in the morning. In the middle of the night, they're out back cutting up that tree to get it off the power lines. They get our power back on. There's no more fire, and all is well. And we go to bed. We go to sleep. And out of all 6 of the kids, we only had one of our daughters wake up. She is scared of storms anyways, and so she wasn't sleeping because of all the thunder and lightning and all. When we told them the next morning what had happened, they were all in complete disbelief. And we just got up and went to church like normal. And yeah, it was wild. It was absolutely wild. And again, I'm just so grateful. I have not even gone back there to look at the damage. My husband did go back there, and he saw that there was some charring marks on the tree. So either the tree got struck by lightning and that's what caused it to fall, or the charring was from the electrical lines and the fire that had started there and how it had traveled down the tree, or I'm not sure. But I'm gonna go back there. I'm gonna show you guys. It'll be interesting to see. We also had some other trees fall as well, and they almost crashed onto our gas tank, and they're just hovering above it. And but again, so thankful for God's protection on our family, and feeling very, very, very grateful. But let's go take a look. So here are the trees on the side of the hill that came down almost on top of the gas tank. I mean, they're small, they're thin, but I don't know like what kind of impact this gas tank can handle. So it looks like they were just completely uprooted right here next to where we had stopped this mulch. The mulch held. There's like nothing wrong with the mulch on this hillside at all. It held just fine. But I mean, this is something we still have to clean up. I just heard more thunder as I'm out here filming this for you guys. Literally just heard more thunder. I didn't realize we had more storms coming. It has been so intense, and I know there's been a lot of flood damage in a lot of areas near us. So again, I feel so blessed and grateful that the amount of flood damage that we've received has been minimal compared to what a lot of people are going through. It is so muddy right now. I can't hardly walk back here. It looks like there was 2 trees that fell, actually. So I think that tree fell, which hit that tree, which fell on the power lines. And then they came and cut all of this up, and it's going across the pathway right here. So my husband still has to come in here and clean all of this up. But literally, like, that's where it happened. And here's our house. Like, so close. Like, the base of that tree is black. You can't see it in the video, but it is. Oh, you can see where it's burned the tree as well. Do you see that, guys? That is where it must have been laying on the power lines and catching fire. And it keeps going that direction too. That tree limb is like dangling on the line like that. That area has cleared up quite a bit. So very thankful for that. That was scary being so close to the garage. as far as the hillside goes, I mean, that was insane, and we just mulched all of this. And so the mulch didn't move. I mean, it is holding really well, which is super encouraging. The only issue we had, which you saw earlier, was the wall didn't hold right here. So all of that clay that you see in the mulch is from the water going over this little wall right here. And what happened was when Doug went through and did all of this work with the tractor, moving all of that dirt, I think he messed up the little swell that he had up here to help divert the water. So now you can see he went back through and kind of dug like a little trench. I don't know if this is going to be his permanent solution or if he's going to do better maybe with the tractor or something later, but he literally came up here while it was storming. Something else I'm really encouraged about are how well my incredible hydrangeas are still standing. They don't look like they moved. I mean, the stems are super strong. They look great. Where I need to show you my limelight hedge. So this is a little lime hydrangea right here, and it has flopped over a little bit, but it's not horrible considering the type of weather that we've had. But I need to come through here and try to knock off some of this water on that, but then also all of my limelight hydrangeas down this way. There's a couple that look extremely flopped, where the others all stood pretty good. I think the ones that are really flopped had the biggest blooms. They bloomed out first because they get the most sun. And so you can see out here right in this area, a lot of them are laying down. But again, we've had so much rain and flood conditions and all of that, horrible storms. So for them to look the way they do right now, I'm not mad about it. I'm just thankful that they are still there and didn't get swept away in the flood or something. I mean, these blooms are huge. These plants are still very new, and they put on a ton of growth every single season. And I try to prune to get strong stems, but they do put on so much growth, and the blooms do get so huge. I mean, I don't blame them for flopping. I mean, look at this bloom right here. Just this bloom alone, I mean, that's bigger than my head and my hat combined. So, I mean, this is huge, okay? Huge blooms. So, I mean, they're full of water. And would you want to stand up if you were that soggy? I'd want to lay down too. I mean, for real. So I do need to come in here and try to get this water off of them and get them to stand up again, because I sure don't want them to stay this way. But they're just laying like one on top of the other here. And I know people complain about this with light hydrangeas, and it's such a bummer, and really, like, it's a bummer. I mean, you would love for them to stand tall, but again, I wouldn't trade them for these beauties. They are just so phenomenal and so wet right now. I do want to show you guys too, my Bobo hydrangeas actually held up really well to the storm. They are slightly leaned over and a little floppy looking, but not bad at all. Like, they totally look beautiful regardless. And so I'm very pleased with that. And yeah. Guys, I just want to tell you that I am so thankful for you all following along on our journey. The good, the bad, the scary, the ugly. This has been one of the scary, one of the ugly, but it's real life, and we're still here. Praise the Lord, we are still here. Don't take life for granted. So Happy gardening, guys. I'll see you next time, hopefully on a much happier note. Bye. Thanks for watching.